Alright, we're going to be starting the Episode 4 Ultimate Doom Speedrun for Thy Flesh Consumed. I would recommend before you go into this episode, because Episode 4 is more difficult than many of the maps in Doom 2, and it's going to be harder than quite a few maps in Final Doom. So I would maybe even do like Plutonia, etc. before you kind of start up Thy Flesh Consumed. But it's up to you when you want to begin with the speedrun. If you do the right strats, it can be pretty safe. But if we go in here and we pick up the shotgun, there's 4 shotgunners on this pillar, and there's 4 on this pillar. And there's monster teleporting lines where they teleport to the opposite side of the room. So the shotgunners here will teleport to here, and the shotgunners here teleport over to here. And there's a visual cue for that with the little corpse or giblets on the ground. And there's 2 or 3 ways that you can kind of deal with this. And the safest route is we let them teleport in. So you're going to activate them by going to about where the shotgun shell was, where you get 4. And then as they teleport in, you would hide behind one of the pillars here and just come out and shoot them until all 8 are dead. The faster method that I use is we go in here, we get the rocket launcher, and we do 1 shot and 1 shot. Just have to do that with a little more quickness. But that's going to kill the shotgunners on the far side, it'll kill the ones on the close side. And then as you come up, you don't want to kill any more shotgunners, you want to go straight through this window. But there will be imps flanking you on both directions. And you're going to kill this imp, you're going to slide around and kill this imp, and so on and so on. But the downside to this aggressive strategy is E4M1 doesn't have any health pickups. So anything you take is permanent damage until you get to E4M2. That's the next spot you'll get some major health. But on E4M1, there's a green armor and 6% just health pickups, but they're barely even on the way. So if we're doing this style where we're getting the rocket launcher and we're going through the window, there's many times that I will just die and you'll have to reset on episode 4. Or you would do resets in your IL, you might do resets in your main game, so... But luckily it's on map 1 and it's at the very start. So if you're doing an RTA run and we're doing practice and just developing as a player and a speedrunner, it's a fast reset. But after we're in here and we kill the imps, we want to press this switch. Then you'll take the rocket launcher and you'll use this to clear up any of the remaining shotgunners from this side. The 2 specters. So it would be like 1 shot to kill the shotgunners, say 2 for the specters, and you want 1 rocket to kill the 2 shotgunners in this window. So I'll teach you about the key grab here, but I'm going to go in and just say like what's kind of going on in this room. Is there's enemies behind this wall that can see out to you, but you can't see out to them, but you could still kill them. But if you're doing this room like casually and you're doing the whole map and just learning the ins and outs, I'm just giving you an idea of what's going on. Is you've got imps, I think it's imps in here and shotgunners in this room, and you'll be staring around and you're not sure where you're taking damage from, but it's just hidden enemies. So back after we've shot our rocket launcher, I'm going to set up a save. Yeah, make sure the 2 shotgunners and the imp are killed in here. And there will be more stuff on the further side of the room that is kind of teleporting in. We want to get the key grab quickly. And the method I've come up with is we have like a grading mid texture here, rather than just having a wall like E3M4. So on E3M4, just having the wall, you get one chance to get your key grab. Is you kind of run into it with an SR50, or you run into it with an SR40, and you get the key or you don't. But on this type of mid-texture, if I'm just holding strafe 50, my bounding box or hitbox, whatever you want to say, that's attempting to get the key is like always active. So using this and using vertical mouse movement, if I just shove across, it's going to pick up the key for me. So this trick, I would say, is a bit less precise than E3M4. Well, there's two things that screw people. And the first one is if you look on the ground here, we have this, you can see how it's raised just a touch. Well, if you do the wrong movement, Doomguy isn't pressed up physically against the grate. He's going to be kind of running like a little further away, and you won't get the key grab. So you have to ensure that you're like up on the fence. So two ways of doing the key grab. I'll show you this method, which is you're going to start from this side, and you're just going to hold SR50 and kind of figure out the proper angle. Easy key grab. And in that case, if we were looking, for example, I was using the rocket launcher, but you would have, you would either have the rocket launcher out or the shotgun at this point. We're just like looking into the corner. The other method that I use, this is assuming that vertical mouse movement is on, is I'm going to do a strafe 50 from here, and I'm going to yank my mouse like back and forth, just to really make sure I'm against the mid texture. Then we'll kind of go forward, and then we can get the key grab. Just make sure you're past this little piece of ground that's elevated. That's your big concern. So wait, go for the key. There we go. After that, we backtrack over here. You can have imps that teleport at the same place that these shotgunners were going to. So you would have to take one or two out. Open the red door, have your rocket launcher, and then you're going to shoot over here. But your rocket can, since there's auto aim to it and there's imps around this location, you might have the rocket kind of go left or right and do less damage that you intended to do with the imps behind here. But we want two imps to die. You'll shoot the last one, and you'll shoot the one by the blue key as you pick it up. And after you get the blue key, you want to go fast to the exit, because there'll be specters that are coming in, and you don't have great firepower to deal with specters now with a rocket in a tight claustrophobic room and very few shotgun shots. So after you get this blue key, you want to be running out. Use your strafe running, and your potential targets here will be a Baron of Hell, a few shotgunners, and a few imps. You don't care about the imps, you don't care about the Baron of Hell. You're going to aim for any shotgunners, and then make your way to the exit while killing the shotgunner here. While keeping a bit concerned for specters that are down in the nukage pool to begin with, because if you cut this tight, I've had it happen where you get caught on the specter, you drop into the nukage, and you lose like 25 to 30 seconds because you're at the end of E4M1. But yeah, so in here, one rocket, shotgun, shotgun, blue key, get the hell out. Open that up, and you're in, and you're done. Okay, E4M2. Lots of people see this as the hardest map in the set, but in the speedrun, things are simplified because we don't need to go to the entire right segment of the map with all the rocks and going down into the pit with Barons of Hell and Spectres. That part is really difficult, but luckily we get to skip all that. There will be two shotgunners in the opening sequence of this map, And if you have high health, you can skip around and grab this med pack while having the rocket launcher, and you're going to fire 2 or 3 shots. But you want to save 1 rocket, because we want to use that one for shotgunners when we go in a ramp in the subsequent room. So you can go down as low as you want with rockets, but just save 1. Save 1 for sure. Now the danger of doing this strat with the 2 shotgunners alive is they can shoot you and do a lot of damage. So we also have our safety strats when we're starting here, because the shotgunners are not directed at Doom Guy. They're looking away. So you get the heads up, you get a freebie shot. So you'll take that guy out. We'll grab our health. We'll take this guy out. And then usually 2 rockets are enough to kill the Pinky and the 2 imps that are on the first platform. After you do that, we've got mini cacodemons and other projectile monsters that are just sitting in this room, and they're attacking you from all directions. So we don't want to hang out too long. We're going to run over here, open that, and we'll go there. Now, if you fall into the lava and you've messed up, like often you'll have to reload, but I will do a showcase of what you can find down there. Is we have a radiation suit, and if you go all the way back, there's a soul sphere. But when you come back here, there's like a series of 8 or so imps, and then you have cacodemons that'll be crossing the room. But just to let you know the important stuff down in the lava pit. Okay, we'll reload, and we go in here, and we've got a shotgunner to our left. A couple shotgunners over here. Is I ignore the one on my left and just kill one of the shotgunners in front of me as I fall down. Now, we want to open up this staircase, but it has nothing to do with, say, the switch here. It's just triggered by going into this little tiny lava sector. So we'll save that. So when you fall down, push yourself here, hit that trigger, and take your rocket launcher out, and you're going to shoot 1 up the steps, because we have 5 shotgunners in this room. So it'll be 1 rocket, and then you'll change back to the shotgun to finish any of the other ones off. There we go. There's a couple Barons of Hell in here that we'll ignore, and you do not go into this teleporter from this side. There's a secret where you get a Berserk pack, and you go back to 100% health, which is great. Get an energy cell pack, and then you hit the teleporter from behind, and that will take you to a different direction. Because you can, like, when you're doing mapping for Doom, you can... There's, like, special effects that you can put on lines in Doom. And since a teleporter, technically there's, like, 4 lines, you can have Doom Guy go to a different place in the map from each direction if you wanted to. It's just not that common. But you see it multiple times in episode 4. Like, that's the whole gimmick for E4M6. Okay, this room sucks if you're new to speedrunning, because you have cacodemons that are coming speedily towards you to ruin your fun. And you can get some pretty bad luck where the cacodemons are, like, right against you. But wait, we just used possibly our last rocket on the shotgunners in the room we were just at. And we just have a shotgun. How do we deal with a bunch of cacodemons if we're going to do anything? And we will finish that up by doing the Steven Winterfelt BFG grab. And this is interesting because Steven was the one who discovered it, but he also was a giant cheater in the Doom community. I think people like talk about him as doing some of the first like task type runs in Doom, and he would submit these on like honorific demos, and I think it was competing too, where he did like a full nightmare run of Doom 2, and he had this other nightmare run of E1M3. But if you go back and you look in the videos, you can find this on YouTube. His movement is just so off base that people were like concerned and they were calling him out. But yeah, there's a BFG grab here, and 2 ways of doing this. So once you teleport into this room, you want to kind of ignore the blue mega armor. It's not that important. you need to get your BFG grab fast. So you can either do it straight on. There we go. So in between, do you see this darker row of pixels and also this darker row of pixels? Somewhere in the middle. And just go straight on. Don't actually do a strafe. So yeah. And if you don't get it the first time, back up again, retry. So 1, there. Another way of doing it. Get up, all against this pillar, and look over here. Move a bit forward. Stray 50 back into the wall. So yeah, forward, stray 50. Forward, nope, forward, stray 50. So 2 ways of doing it. Now, that we've just pulled a damn BFG from the wall, and from the Cyber Demon, who is very cranky behind us, you're gonna do, grab this, 2 shots. Now, if you have a Cacodemon that is far to the left, you want to shoot the BFG more in this direction, because the ones on the left, it's important that you don't get a Cacodemon that is going to come from that direction. If you have one in the back that's sort of still alive on the right, we can get time to do the strafe jump that we're going to attempt to do. So yeah, you would be aiming your BFG there, and then you would do a BFG around the wall. Because you remember, when we hit the projectile of the BFG and we make it to go off, is we have the conical rays that emit directly from Doom Guy. Okay, good thing I've saved it here, just so I have like more BFG shots. So I'll kind of show that again. But if I'm doing this important BFG shot around the corner, you know, you'll be hitting that wall, and then you'll be very careful to make sure Doom Guy is facing in the direction to get all the damage to go off. Okay. Let me go here to E2M8 for a second. You're gonna wonder, like, why the hell are you going to E2M8? Do the cheat IDKFA, and with the Cyber Demon, take out your BFG and just do some practice around here and do some circle strafing BFG shots using the Cyber Demon. Because when you're circle strafing and you don't do it right with the BFG, the Cyber Demon is not going to take very much damage. It'll take like damage from the main projectile of the BFG, but like all the rays won't really work out for you. So physically, the best way to learn like how to do max damage with the BFG is just to, you know, mess around with it on the Cyber Demon. Because I've seen new players to Doom, and what they will do is they'll have like a room full of enemies, and let's say they're all around this area, and they think the BFG is not a very good weapon because they shoot the projectile, and they run like behind a wall because they're scared. They're not confident with their gameplay yet. And this takes away all the damage of the Doom rays, the BFG rays. Now, if instead we were behind this wall and we did a shot to hit the projectile and then kind of move out like that, the rays will blow up the room. Now, if we had a Cyber Demon way back there in the distance, because the rays do... they'll destroy your lesser tier monsters. The Doom Rays, yeah, I agree. It'll, you know, destroy the Cacodemons and the Pain Elementals and, you know, Mancubi and things like that, but Cyber Demons have 4,000 health. A single ray won't do very much damage. So you would have to get like up close and personal with the Cyber Demon. So when you're practicing against the Cyber Demon, don't be like way back and using that method. You do want to be up and close, doing your circle strafing techniques. Just doing tests there. Okay. So So we'll do our BFG grab. We're gonna shoot at the Cacodemons. Shoot at the Cacodemons. And I like to use my shotgun for the visual cue, but if we use the BFG and we look the center here, the BFG is actually taken, it's some sort of kid's toy. And then they've taken a section of it and used it as the weapon sprite, which is pretty funny. But if you see the middle square box at the top of the BFG, I'm looking at this darker row of pixels there with the BFG, if I was doing that. And this jump, I'm not using SR50, I'm using SR40. Right. W plus D. So either that setup with the BFG, or the shotgun, you're looking like, you see the white, really white row of pixels there, where I'm looking at with the middle of the shotgun? I'd be like pointing at that. So W plus D, oops, W plus D, that should get you right on the platform, but you have to, you gotta stop fast. Here we go. W plus D, stop. Now, that we're here, we can't get back out in this direction because this requires a blue key that you get elsewhere on the map. So we must go forwards. But we have lots of pinkies here and a cyber demon who is in the BFG area. Now, when we start here, as you go up the staircase, this door is triggered to open. You don't have to press space or use to open it. So you go up, the door is triggered. You want to hit like... I guess I tried to get like a few rockets, but you don't have to get all 20 of them. But I kind of like go in the direction because the pinkies are blocking so much of the high ground area that I'm almost forced into a few boxes of rockets. So you'd kind of, you know, you have a movement like this, and as you go in here, we've got about 7 or 8 Cacodemons that are just blocking up everything, and we need to get into the room because the Cyber Demon is going to be shooting in this direction. So how we do that, we come up the staircase, and we're going to be taking a shot, hitting it off that wall, and attempting to kill the left Cacodemon. Or the 3 first ones in like the first row in front of you. But it's okay if you kill 2, but you want this left one to die so that you can pick up this energy cell pack as you're doing a second BFG shot and hitting the other cell packs. In this room, you have enough BFG to use 2 or 3 shots to do all your bidding. So it would be shot 1, shot 2, and then you have to distinguish where the remaining Cacodemons are if you need to do a 3rd shot. To grab this, your goal is to be at 300 plasma as you're exiting the map. Okay, E4M3. Do another save again, because we have 2 different strategies. There is the very fast method and the safer method. So I will show the quick fast one first, which is you'll shoot a rocket to kill the shotgunners here, and then you're going to aim to kill enemies right in here. But you have a lost soul that is slowly going to be climbing the wall, and we don't want to kill it. So what that means is when you're shooting your extra rockets, aim for about there. You don't want to aim like there, but here. One more lost soul there that you shoot at. And then you're going to grab the invulnerability. I recommend a save point, but I'm not going to use the save point now because I don't want to stick myself with a bunch of rockets I've already used up. But as this lost soul climbs up here, you're going to do a stray 50. Hit the lost soul with the rocket. And have that take you and shove you straight to the end of the map. Now, what is one reason you might not want to do this is because you do not get a backpack for the rest of the episode. And that means you max out at 300 cells, and that will make E4M6 far harder. If you're not ready for the most difficult strategy on E4M6, there's an alternate way that we'll do E4M3. So back up to our safety strat. Gonna hit the shotgunners. You're gonna kill the Lost Soul here. And you can do the same thing that you were doing in the faster strat, is you shoot a bunch of rockets over by the blue door area and over here so that you can kill enemies when you're coming through the blue door. So yeah, just shoot a bunch, get the invulnerability, and we're gonna take that down here. And we use a rocket punching strategy, which is just to shoot rockets with enemies in melee range. Shoot some rockets here. There's a bunch of imps in here, and then you get the blue armor and the backpack. We're gonna go down here, hit the switch. Well, we're still using rockets, not BFG. Take the rockets, and yeah, your invulnerability is gonna start to end somewhere around there. There's a Baron of Hell you might have to kill. So just assume we use a bunch of rockets there, and then you're going to be grabbing the cell pack, the blue key, these 3 energy cells, this box of rockets, and you're going to go down and take out your shotgun. And, well, you don't have to kill the Spectre, but you can go around and you kill a shotgunner here, shotgunner by the blue torches, and a shotgunner there. Take out your rocket launcher, shoot any pinkies that are, like, stuck in the doorway, and then go to the exit. Okay, Unruly Evil. Once you've completed E4M1, E4M2, E4M3, we get a break for 2 maps. E4M4 and E4M5 are easy. So you're going to open this door. There's an imp on the elevator that you kill. And then when you lower the elevator, there's multiple specters in the room, and they're going to be trying to bite you. And when you hear the specter biting you, we'll use the bait strategy that I had taught you in the episode 1 Knee Deep in the Dead speedrun guide. So as the specter tries to bite you, you're going to run forwards to dodge the attack, and then you're going to go back right away. And you're going to dodge 3 specter attacks like this. We'll start out the map here. Shoot the imp, lower the elevator, bait, bait, bait. On the 3rd specter bait, you open the door, and then you're gonna run here. Now, if you have low health, you can kill a bunch of imps that are down in this area, and you can pick up this extra health. But if you take imp shots, which lose you 28% health, then that part was wasted. But we're gonna go in here, and we'll get the invulnerability and the soul sphere. But I want to show the activation for the wall over here, which is when we go down like that staircase, you'll see that wall lowers. So just a floor trigger. But go in there, and you're going to get the invulnerability, the soul sphere, and then go towards all of the health. Line them up with the 2 shotgunners, grab your red key, and then go in here, take out your rocket launcher, and 1 shot, 2 shots. Hit the switch. And with the time that the elevator is down, you can take out, like, maybe one of the shotgunners, go in here. There might be, like, this guy who's alive. Hit the switch. Go here. And you do the same on the opposite side. If you have imps and pinkies screwing you on infinite height, you may have to, like, go out over here instead of there. Elevator comes down. And a funny thing about this map is there's different Doom maps where the level creators have placed 2 enemies in the same location, and 2 enemies on top of each other cannot move. So you have cacodemons stuck in like here and here. If they can't move, can they still shoot fireballs? No, they can't. Another example, but it's different because not both enemies are on top, is the underhulls in Doom 2 map 2. There's a shotgunner stuck in the wall right after your glide, and he doesn't do anything to you. But on the other hand, there's a Spectre stuck in the wall on E1 M6 in the exit room, and if you walk into him, it'll still bite you. So if that's true, maybe on the underhulls, if you go up to the shotgunner and you're in melee range and you're touching him, maybe he does shoot you. That'd be a good test. We can check that later. But now we're on Episode 4, Map 5. We're going to have our shotgun out, and you take out the first shotgunner, and you're going to take out the second one. Ignore everything else in the room. As you're here, as you're getting the chain gun, we talked about, because we have a lot of strats now that we've been working on, is we take our fist out as we get the chain gun. I don't know why that made a chainsaw sound. I guess that's because I have chainsaw instead of the fist. I've kept it through the whole episode. But you can use the quick swap. You can have the chain gun out just a little bit faster, and then you're trying to get one of these imps out of your way. And we're going to aim directly at the barrels, because that's going to take out the shotgunners and stuff. And you want to take out a second shotgunner on the high ground, and then have the elevator come down. And Lost Souls, when they charge at you, if you shoot them once, as they're in mid-charge, you can get them to completely stop in place. So, I use a cool little gimmicky strategy here, is I'm looking around with the elevator as I have Lost Souls like converging on me from all the directions. And if I see one charge, I take a pot shot at it. If I see another one, I take a pot shot at it. And it's going to stop in place. And it's no longer a threat. And why we want that is on E4M6, there is no armor pickups. So the blue armor that you have, and you're either going to have that from E4M2 in your fast strategy, or E4M3 in the safer route. Because remember, when we get the backpack, there's a blue armor in that room. You might not be able to tell with the invulnerability, but it's a blue armor. It's not a green armor. So each of these Lost Soul hits, or hit scanner, or anything is going to take away armor that we really, really want on E4M6. But we get up here, gonna get our red key, go down. Now, in the safer route, you may want to save. I'm thinking of numbers here. Though I do think you can use a BFG shot. You use a BFG shot, and if you time it right as you're coming down with the Spectre, the Pinky will die. And when we pick up the plasma rifle, for the faster strategy, we get up here, and the Pinky is dead, so he's no longer in our way. We're gonna look here. So make sure you're right at the back, because Doom has a little bit of acceleration in your movement, and you don't want to be aimed like too far to the right, or you're just going to run into it. But if we're looking further left, use stray 50 right, and that's going to take you all the way across. Now, hilarious fact, and I love it when speedrunners miss this, because they just kind of watch the videos, and they might miss some details, but, you know, let's say we're at 140% health here, and I see a speedrunner just go straight through. I have to do a facepalm. This is in the route. You back up and you get your soul sphere. Don't skip your soul sphere. You need that for E4M6. Okay. The slower route. We go in the blood. You get the rad suit, and as you go up the staircase, you just shoot a little plasma and you go in. But you still get your soul sphere. But with the nice little rad suit on the safer strat, we're not going to take... we'll take less damage as we're going in here. Take out the 2 lost souls with plasma. Shoot plasma here to kill the 2 pinkies. Take out these guys. In the faster strat, I would recommend skipping this little plasma cell, because we're going to be jumping out the window in one of the oddest speed skips. You just go in the window, and you don't need the yellow key or anything. I don't know why this is here, but sure. There may be shotgunners that are blocking your way. I had somebody in chat once say, why don't you use a rocket to do splash damage there? And it's just the weapon switching... The weapon switching to the rocket launcher and then trying to get the aim as you're fast approaching it around this is like easier said than done. I would say it's somewhat inconsistent to do. That's why I do not. But there's 2 reactions. You either just like run into the window for a while with the infinite height problems. But if you just move left or right on the window, like... a spot will open up and you can get to the exit. You just might take some damage from the shotgunners down here. And the second reaction is you just kind of go straight through and you hit the exit and you press it. Okay, E4M6. This map is a bitch. This one is up there in difficulty with E1M3, Toxin Refinery, E1M5, like the difficult maps in episode 1. So this map is no joke. You're going to go here, and we're going to quickly plasma around. And you're going to hold the plasma to kill 3 shotgunners. Now, after that, this wall looks like, oh, we can't really get through it. But yes, we can. There's a passageway here to get a whole bunch of plasma. And you need this in either safe or unsafe strats. We're going to start with unsafe strats, where we shoot the Spectre, we ignore the rad suit, and we want this Cacodemon on the right. You're going to come up on the wall. You're going to go back here. And we're going to straight 50 across. While shooting plasma at the shotgunner there. Now, with the routes being different, I have a little bit of a harder time, because I wouldn't have 540 plasma here, but I would have approximately 260 when I do this jump and come down. And there's 2 ways I've been looking at doing this, and I don't have a conclusion yet. But the 2 ways are plasma the Spectre and the shotgunner, and then I change to my rocket launcher and I use that. And then I take my BFG, and I do a BFG shot. Whatever, kill the Spectre, get on the wall, do that. And strategy number 2 is using plasma through the whole hallway, but you do not go below 200 cells. We want to have 5 BFG shots. Because we want 1 BFG shot here to kill the Cacodemon and the imps and hopefully the shotgunner too at the end of the hallway. And If the Baron doesn't wake up, he's going to be here and you don't need an extra BFG. No, I would recommend using rockets, not the BFG, because you want that shot for the Cyber. Or the Baron of Hell is there because he's woken up. You can't really get past him. So 5 rockets to kill the Baron. Then we go in. We get our red key. You're going to take out your BFG, and you're going to do a shot like this to kill as many Cacodemons as possible. You want your rocket launcher out to take a shot and kill the Imp. Now, E4M6, in this fast strategy, it is not consistent in the slightest. You will lose 80 to 90% of your runs here with this fast strategy. So it's more for world record attempts. But if we're just trying to learn the Doom speedrun and have fun, I don't recommend it. Because this Cyber Demon is in a small room. Not a lot of ways to go. Okay, here, with this staircase coming up, we can do a stray 50. And we can see these little pillars all around the teleporter. Now, think back to the teleporter on E4M2, is where when we're mapping, we can have the teleporter take us to different locations depending on what direction we've gone in. So we want to go in this side. Because if you went in on, like, this side, you would go somewhere else. Oops. I'll just clip back there, and then we'll turn it off. So I hang out on this wall. I'm going to kind of look at the edge of that pillar. And we're going to do a straight 50 right. That will get us in there. And we want to... I want to have 3 BFG shots for the Cyber Demon. But there's so many problems that arise here. Is you may have Cacodemons that are still alive. There could be lost souls. You might be taking damage from hit scanners. The Cyber Demon might be in a bad placement. It's just... It's screwed up. It's claustrophobic. It's inconsistent. And I hate it. Because if you have the Cyber Demon and he's back here, he can still be dangerous. Because Doom Guy were hanging out at the bottom of the staircase. Now the Cyber Demon back there, he might not hit Doom Guy with a direct hit. But the rocket would hit like the staircase there, and it does so much splash damage that it might knock you down here. If it knocks you down here, you're likely dead. The splash damage itself might kill you because your health is too low. So best case scenario on your fast strat is you have between 60 and like 90% health. You may be at 0% armor. That's really common. But we want the Cyber Demon to be on one side of the room. I'd rather have him on this side. But you're going to come into the room, kind of hit that wall, and if you're in the middle and the Cyber Demon starts shooting you from that side, we can dodge rockets, but you can't be dodging too close to this wall. Because this splash damage is going to just murder you. So we would do dodge, 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 and we would try to kill it with 2 or 3, but you might be low on BFG, so you have to pick up cells, so you're close to the wall. If the Cyber Demon shoots at a bad time, you're dead. If you're... You die, you die, you die, you die, you die. That's what you can expect with this. Now, if we get the Cyber Demon to go down, we want to get up to our 300 cells and then exit the level. But there's one other thing I have to show you, and that's going to require quitting out of the game. And I'm going to change this. I'm going to warp to 2.8. Skill 4. There's a lot of techniques here. I gotta teach you how to 2-shot a Cyber Demon. Quite important for E4, M6 fast strats. Take some lost souls out of here. See what the Cyber Demon is. gonna get this. Okay, let's get the Cyber Demon out into the open. So, BFG projectile, 100 to 800 damage. Rays emitting from Doom Guy will do thousands of damage. But you cannot kill a Cyber Demon in one hit. It's going to take 2 hits because of the RNG in Doom. You can kill a Spider Mastermind in a single hit because the hitbox is massive, but it's quite rare. Now, in a port like GZ Doom, which we do not recommend for speedruns, I believe the RNG is different because you will commonly see a Spider Mastermind go down in a single BFG. Not the case in Vanilla. Vanilla or Crispy. Usually 2 shots for your Mastermind. So, don't shoot your BFG right away. Get used to just dodging left and right with the Cyber Demon. These pillars kind of make this messed up. But practice getting close to it and then backing off. So, I'm gonna get closer to the Cyber Demon. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Etc., etc. Now, part 2, after we know how to dodge the rockets and get closer to the Cyber, we're gonna add the BFG projectile in. Oh, I'm right by a pillar. I hate these pillars already. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. BFG does an absolute ton of damage if you know how it's used. And you can consistently 2-shot a Cyber Demon. Wait. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dead. Practice that technique. Okay, that means we need to go back to warp. You know what I messed up? Is I messed up my save point, but the ammo and stuff is, it's not as important from then on. Like, after you get through E4, M6, a lot of the routing goes away for the weapon stuff, and we can kind of do that in the showcase with monsters, is you'll see the exact numbers that I'm at. Sorry. Change this parameter back to no monsters. E4M6, so I'm just going to put on IDKFA. Here. Do back up when you're on and you're doing the SR50 over there, because if you just stay from the middle, you won't make that jump. And this is a good test too if your SR50 works. Again, I've gone into streams and people don't have their SR50 correct, so they can never make the jump. They're either using the wrong inputs, or their inputs are messed up in their setup file. So, I'd say a good way of doing that is partially by seeing if a trick works, but your trick setup might be wrong too. But the other way of doing that is if you go to, say, the factory on Doom 2, and if you do the setups properly, there's a really long distance that you can run. And then you can test the differences between just running forwards, using strafe 40 and using strafe 50. Because strafe 50 should be a little bit faster if you had a timer and you did that. So normal just forward running might be like 15 seconds to get across. Your SR40 would be like, let's say 12. Your SR50 should clock in if you're doing that and you have the right angle. Make sure you have the angles correct. Your SR50 would clock in at like 11 seconds or 10.8. So I'll get here. We've done all this. Get our red key. Get there. But this room is very small. What does that mean? You can't really consistently do a 2-shot. But if you know how to do a 2-shot, then you should know the mechanics of killing a Cyber Demon with 2 or 3 BFG blasts. And that's going to be helpful regardless. You have to be close to the Cyber Demon. But we finally get it killed, and then we can go out here. But we're not done yet, because I gotta show you the safety strat. And there's a safety strat where you do the whole level and you get an invulnerability. But I would probably showcase that in like a different video. Because you have to figure out how to open this and stuff. And I never do the safety strat in the normal route for this map, so I need to research it. Gotta research it myself. Let's go back up here. So if we were starting and we had done E4M3 and we picked up the backpack. So we start here, start of the map. Same thing. Kill the 3 shotgunners. You're gonna get this instead, and you can kill that Cacodemon if he's annoying you. If you don't like him, he's in the way. Go on here. Go there. Now you can take out your BFG. Do a blast. Kill like the second Cacodemon, and then you're going to like 1, 2 for the Baron. Get your red key, and then come back. And if you still have specters and things alive, is you can kill enemies. Like, slowly do your rockets. Like, kill enemies on the far side. Take out the Cacodemons. Just be careful with rocket splash damage. Like, if you're at this distance and the Cacodemon is, like, right around this corner, you're gonna get hit. But if you're, like, back here, and the Cacodemon is wrapping around the corner, you shouldn't take damage. Now, with everything dead and just the Cyber Demon alive, 2 things to watch out for. We have a staircase that goes up. The Cyber Demon, when he shoots rockets at you from here to here, if he hits the staircase and you're too close to it, so let's say you're hanging out here, you'll take splash, and that will hurt a lot. But your strategy, take out the Cyber Demon, is to have him come out into the open, and he's going to be shooting at you. This is where your E2 M8 practice comes into play, because you're going to be dodging right and left while you're sort of on top of here. Keep shooting him. If the Cyber Demon is going to go back behind a wall, then you'll stop your BFG blast because you don't want to waste that. But if you get down to 1 or 2 shots, and we know the Cyber Demon is really damaged, you're going to do your straight 50. Maybe have the save more towards the red key or at the start of the map in case you need to reset, so you don't get in an unwinnable situation. Boom. Kill the Cyber. That's your safety strat. Like E4M6, there's lots of small details in there. If you're not even happy to do the safety strat there's some older videos. Like I think Kugelwagen does the invulnerability strategy in AGDQ 2013. So you can check out that video, but I will try to do the safety strat in a separate video when I figured out something half decent for it. But I think the one where you do the Cyber Demon and you're dodging left and right, it's so much more consistent than like the world record and just running right into the Cyber. Like to me it's pretty consistent, but it's a difficult level. difficult, but you can get it to work. Okay, I'm gonna make an assumption here. You've come out of the Cyber Demon room, and you're at fucking low health. What do? You're not gonna go left, and you're gonna go straight for the key. You're gonna kill the stuff there. Take out the Spectre, and you're gonna get the Berserk pack. That'll shove you back to 100% health. And then you can go back and do all your key stuff. But yeah, so low health, that's your variation. Your second variation, there's fucking, I don't know, backpack, mega armor, stuff like this if you want it. There's a soul sphere somewhere. You want the soul sphere, sure. Okay, so now that we have health, etc. Now, if I was at like 50 health, I would say I'm fine. Like, that's enough health to do the level with. Like, 80% is really where I'd want to be, but the Cyber Demon doesn't help me out in getting to like 80%. But like, say, 50 to 80%, I can just go straight left rather than going for all my extra health. Kill the things here, ignore the Cackle Demon. You're going to need a green armor at this time. There's one shotgunner that you kill, and then you get your red key. You get this. Now, I get into trouble doing this, is strafe running back and having the Cackle Demon like block me here. I think it's more consistent to go around the pillar and then this sort of movement. That'll work like 9 out of 10 times. And then the other one where you just kind of run into the Caco, it'll work like 3 or 4 out of 10. But if we've just done the left strategy, since there was enemies that would have been activated when we took a shot and they're coming back up here, is when we're going back down the staircase, there will be some dudes that are congregated here. Take those out, and we're going to go up to the door. 2 ways of doing this. So if you just go as like, I can't do the tricks, and you fall down, you would go over here, red door area. I believe there's some enemies that you take out, but you're going to have your BFG out. Kill the Baron, and there's a second Baron that you kill. You hit the switch, and then we go to the end. Strafe 50 jump. I have a shotgun here. That's what I use for my visual cue. Okay, so look for this really dark row of pixels that goes up. You have a lighter one to your right, and then you have like a mid dark brown is the third one over. And that's where I'm looking, at this brownish one. So that would be about the middle, slightly off center. Right about there. And as we save this, so as I press space, go back to the refinery, E2M3, where we did space and we shot plasma. Now, rather than opening and shooting, you're going to do open plus SR50 left. So open, SR50 left. That's going to get you on the platform. Again, open SR50 left. What are ways this could screw up? If you don't press your inputs right for SR50, you might shift your character left or right. You'll miss the platform if you do a shift. But if we put the door all the way up, so we can still get it to work, but if you shift your inputs, so it's like, I screwed up, right? You can't really reset it. But with the door, if you have an idea that you've shifted, so we'll just make the assumption that I've screwed up. We can just hold on for the door to go back down. Try again. Then, the switch is below you, so we just need to go around here and spam spacebar until we hit it. It's right there. Hey, final map. Onto the Cruel. Again, assumption. We have low health coming in here. What do? Secret here with 75 optional health to help yourself out. Let's do world record strats first. I'm aiming to have close to probably about 250 plasma here. You'll use one BFG, change to your chain gun or your plasma, but try not to waste too much. Hit that, hit that. Coming through the teleporter, you're pointing to a shotgunner. That's why I want to have the chain gun out here, so that I can kill him as I go up. If your plasma and stuff is too low, you're going to be forced to likely get these two. Plasma plus Soul Sphere. But if we have enough plasma, we go up, we dodge around the Baron of Hell, and you're going to do a BFG shot on that wall to get any of the enemies that you need out of the way in here. Change to plasma. Kill shotgunner, one pinky, plus a pinky that's going to come out while you're dodging Baron of Hell shots. And you're going to dodge, dodge, kill the shotgunners, and then you have to go back through. It is dangerous with the Barons there, but we do. Kill what's there. Kill what's there. Grab your Soul Sphere. Kill shotgunners on the left. My assumption, you have enough health to keep on going, but if a rocket is going to kill you, then we just go up into the backup strats and we do the level normally, get the red key, and you're going to open the opposite side. You have your BFG out. Kill the Baron. Hit the switch. I use this wall to look at. And if you see the little tablets on the marble wall, I'm going to go to about the middle of that. So just look at the left side of my screen. Like that line is where I'm lining up. SR50 left. Boom. And that skips having to get the red key. Let's do that one more time. So hit the switch, come around. Come to that part, look. There. Get the Soul Sphere to come down. Kill the Mastermind. And then this will lower to signal the end of the level. And faster if you can get on top of the pillar and do an SR50 into it. But it's either that or this comes and lowers to the ground, and then you go in and you're done your run. Okay, so I saved there. We're gonna go back. So safety strategies, getting your 75 health. If you're doing the safe way of E4M8, 1 BFG, 2 BFG, bunch of plasma as you get the red key. Then you're gonna take out your rocket launcher, trying to kill all the hit scanners and things as we come on around. Take out your shotgunner. Now, depending on your plasma, you can either go and get all of the extra stuff there. We can see 300 cells in the far distance. You had the Soul Sphere and the other 100 cells there. Kill the Baron if you want to. Take a shot here. If you need the Soul Sphere, you go around the corner and you get that. But you can just get the yellow key. Go out here. And there may be a shotgunner in front of you. And when we wrap around to this teleporter, the difference, the real big difference with the safety strat is everything should be really dead in this room. Then we can go and BFG to kill the Baron. Hit the switch. BFG to kill the Baron. Hit the switch. Again, you'd get the Soul Sphere. If you need more plasma, BFG secret behind the Spider Mastermind. Wall would lower, and yeah, we'll just assume it lowers. There. And that is your episode 4 guide to the ultimate doom with no monsters.